It's your boy Superman 2000. I've been studying all night. It's like 5 o'clock now. I gotta get to bed. Then I gotta get up at 8 o'clock, get these kids to school. And then I gotta get to work. Alright, so here it goes now. Yeah, it's about 5 o'clock. Listen, man, I just, here I am, turn my computer on. Then I see something that says Daniel Cormier said that Jon Jones is facing a death sentence if you expect people to believe him again is ridiculous. And the death sentence he's referring to is if Jon Jones gets suspended for 4 years. Now, here is the narrative being controlled by all the media outlets. Death sentence. Jon Jones is finished. He's over. Now, let me get this right. He's 30 years old. If he gets a 4 year suspension, he'll come back at 34. Okay, now, Daniel Cormier, the light heavyweight champion, is 36 years old. And if you go one weight class down, then you got Michael Bisping, who's also 38. So Kamir is 38, Bisping is 38. And you're saying that Jon Jones's career is finished, he's done, and you're, what's that, 8 years up on him? 8 years up on him, you're champion and you're dominating in the division. He has the tools, you said it yourself, he has the reach, the height, the build, the athletics, the full package. But yet you're going to try to say his career is done. Here's how the narrative is being controlled. Now, even before the USDA make a ruling, everyone is saying, okay, we're going to go by due process. And then they say the word but. But, it's like saying, okay, we caught this man or we suspect this guy is stealing. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to give him a fair trial and then we're going to hang him. So this is kind of getting disturbing now. Even on Twitter, even the other news media are saying, "Oh, Jon Jones is done. He's gonna have to go fight in prison." Well, here's the deal: his net worth is $10 million, right? So he can sit out the 2 years or the 4 years or whatever it takes, and still come back. And by the time he gets back, Daniel Cormier is actually gonna be either retiring or either be already defeated. So DC is trying to control the narrative because he doesn't want to see Jones again or have to deal with Jones one more time. Michael Bisping said that Jones should get a lifetime ban out of one side of his mouth, and then the other side of his mouth, he's saying, "Hey, if I go up a weight class, I could take Jon Jones on and beat him up." Yeah, I would love to see that, Michael Bisping. I would really love to see that. That would be a good look. Yeah. I just love it. So this is what I'm talking about. When the athletic cup, I'm not saying whether Jones is guilty or innocent, but what I'm saying is that allow due process to run its course. It's like when you charge of anything in this country, it's like you tried in the media. It's no, I would use Conor McGregor as the example, but I won't use him as the example. We'll pick somebody else. Frank Mir, he popped for a steroid, and he said he didn't know at the time that what he popped for was legal, was something like some kind of tainted supplement or whatever that he popped for, and he said he showed up to the test, he willingly tested, and then when he tested it, it came out hot or whatever. But through the media, the course of just these clickbait people, yeah, Bloody Elbow, BJPen.com. I'm not downing them, but I'm saying that some of those journalists, they put things out there just to get clickbait. Jon Jones just got stripped of the belt recently, right? And DC just got rolled over into the championship position. But at the beginning, they were saying, "Oh, he's going to get stripped of the belt. He's already stripped of the belt." TMZ almost came up with a story that he was already stripped of the belt and had to retract. So you see where it gets kind of dicey. So for me, I'm gonna give this man the benefit of the doubt and let due process run its course. But I already see the UFC and media outlets controlling the narrative. Even this picture right here that they put on the story is of Daniel Cormier punching Jon Jones, even though Jones beat DC to a pulp. Here's the picture. Can you see it? You see that? You see that? You get a good look at that? Yeah. So right now, they're trying to build DC up as the go-to guy. But let me tell you what's going to happen to Daniel Cormier in his next fight. I know people are going to disagree with me. His next fight, he's going to lose if he fights Alexander Gustafsson. Why? Because Alexander Gustafsson has now switched training camps, and he's a very lethal striker. And after what he did to Jon Jones and taking time off to perfect his skill, and then going away and coming back focused and determined, this is his time. So I'm telling you right now, the next champ is going to be Alexander Gustafsson. And not because I'm hating on Daniel Cormier or anything like that. But what happened is that Jon Jones exposed a weakness in DC's armor. You're not going to always be able to crawl and sprawl and lay on top of people. Jon Jones' body type, Alexander Gustafsson's body type is similar. Alexander Gustafsson now he's gonna come back. He's gonna use his reach advantage, and he's gonna fight the same fight that Jon Jones fought. Same everything, same setup, and he's gonna beat Daniel Cormier because now he has the blueprint. You see, it's just like the 1 minute mile. Initially, people thought the 1 minute mile was impossible. It could never be achieved. It was just spectacularly crazy. Okay? So what happened was there were two guys at the time. I don't know their name, but I read this somewhere. I'm gonna book some here, right here. So they started running, right? The first guy ran close to a minute. The second guy said, "It's possible. I know I can do it. I know this thing is possible." He trained and he trained, and you know what? When he was the first one to run the minute mile, nobody believed it. Then all of a sudden, people saw him do it because others saw him do it. Now everybody can run the minute mile. That's not everybody, but if you're really to the decent shape, you can do it. So things are possible. If you see somebody else do it, then you're able to do it. And I think that's a 2 minute mile, not the minute mile I'm talking about. Yeah, it's a mile in 2 minutes, but nobody could get that record. But once somebody saw somebody do it first, they were like, okay, you know what? I can do it too. So the same thing with this guy. If you some like certain things, I gotta check if that was a minute mile or a 2 minute mile, but you get what I'm saying, right? Certain things seem impossible, but once it's done one time, people start thinking and say, hey, if he can do it, well, I can do it also. What one man can do, another can do. Okay? So it's possible. It is possible. Okay? So that is why I think that the next fight, and now, mark my words, when Alexander Gustafsson beat Daniel Cormier, because the hole in his arm has been exposed, then I want to see what they're going to say when he fights the same technical skills, do the same moves, and beat DC. I really want to see what they're going to say. All right, guys, my 2 cents from the fight chair. I'm just a little freaked out. I don't like when people don't get, he may very well be guilty, but let's take him through the process. Let's honestly hear it. Don't try him in the media, and then try and hype up DC now as the moral guy who sits on the soapbox. Not too long ago, this same DC was the one that was putting his hand on the towel so he could make the weight and not lose the belt to Rumble Johnson. Okay, so I mean, come on, everybody have a little dirt somewhere. So let's not turn perfect it up. There's some people are better at covering up the dirt. Now, I'm not saying Jon Jones is perfect. I'm saying let due process run its course. Anybody in that situation would want due process. Since I've been reading and studying the Constitution, I realize how due process is very important in this country. All right, guys, it's my 2 cents from the fight chair. Peace out.